On the 28th of November 1975, Boy Scout Troop 77 hiked quite a distance to a remote area on the coast of Hawai'i Volcanoes National Park on the Big Island of Hawaii to camp at the base of Hilina Pali called Halape. There were a total of 32 campers, including some local fishermen at the site. It was like any other normal day. However, the next day changed their lives forever. On the 29th of November 1975, the Scouts and the other campers were awakened at around 3:35 in the morning by a 5.7 magnitude earthquake whose epicenter was located just a few miles northeast of Halape. The sounds of falling rocks forced the campers to run in the darkness away from the cliffs that were located just a few hundred feet away from the ocean in order to prevent rocks from falling on them. The Scouts took refuge at a coconut grove on the shore. Little did they know about the horrors that would come about an hour later. As they attempted to sleep, at 4:48 in the morning, a much stronger earthquake measuring 7.7, which is the strongest one in Hawaii in 100 years, struck just a few miles northeast of the campers and farther east of the first earthquake. Now, this very strong earthquake occurred at a site called Kamoamoa at a depth of 5 kilometers or 3 miles. Some of the remaining campers near the cliff moved to the coconut grove, which was a fatal error. At the time, they had to make a choice: get crushed by falling rocks or potential drowning by waves. Just seconds later, a 1.5 meter or 5 foot tall wave washed ashore. Not so long after the first wave, a 7.9 meter or 30 foot tall wave came ashore and carried the campers and Scouts toward the cliff. The Scouts were deposited into a depression at the base of the cliff, and they waited until everything was over. 2 people, the Scoutmaster and a fisherman, were killed and 19 were injured. The ensuing wave is called a tsunami, which is a series of waves in a large body of water like an ocean or a lake, caused by the displacement of a large volume of water, caused by, but not limited to, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, large underwater explosions, landslides, glacier calvings, and meteorite impacts. The earthquake was felt island-wide, and it caused $4 million in damage at the time. This massive earthquake literally lifted the ocean floor in an area 70 by 30 kilometers offshore by 1.1 meters or 3.9 feet, and the subsidence onshore was as much as 3 meters or 9.8 feet at Halape, and farther east on the southeast part of the island, the amount of subsidence was minimal at 0.8 of a foot or a quarter meter at Kapoho. Also, the summit of Kilauea subsided by 1.2 meters or 4 feet. So how did this earthquake and tsunami happen? Well, in layman's terms, in 1975, the 7.7 magnitude earthquake was volcanic in origin. When magma is injected to Kilauea's east rift zone, the intrusions in dikes put enormous pressure on the surrounding rock and faults. Eventually, this pressure building up of constant magma injection exceeded the fracture point, causing the land to suddenly move, creating an earthquake. Pressure, along with gravity, helped push the landmass down and outward towards the ocean, as in this case the southern flank of Kilauea, along the Hilina fault system and over a décollement or basal detachment fault. When the south flank of Kilauea subsided, the result was a low angle, less than 10-degree overthrust, which part of the sea floor pushed upward, displacing the water, causing a tsunami, while at the same time causing the shoreline to subside. According to the USGS, the maximum horizontal displacement took place near Keauhou Landing, east of Halape, and it was about 26 feet or 7 meter movement towards the ocean. The displacements decreased to the east and west from this area. The uplift offshore generated a local tsunami that affected mostly the south part of the Big Island, with the largest wave at 14.3 meters or 50 feet at Keauhou Landing, just east of Halape, a 7.6 meter or 25 foot wave at Punaluu, which is located 30 miles or 50 kilometers to the southwest. The northern part of the Big Island also had waves up to 2 meters or 7 feet in height. The tsunami reached Hilo in about 20 minutes and had 2.4 meter tall waves. In less than an hour, the tsunami reached the other islands, Maui, Molokai, and Oahu, with waves about 1 meter or 3 feet tall. This tragic incident is a reminder that our planet is in a constant state of unrest. After the earthquake, a few hours later, a brief eruption occurred at the summit of Kilauea. And here are some photos of Halape before and after. Note the coconut grove before and the coconut grove submerged in water afterward.